Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and it is time for us to give an update on the 2024 NHL draft 18 months later. You guys seem to really like the 2025 one, so we're moving on to 2024. We'll probably go all the way down to 2021, and yeah, it's been 18 months since the 2024 NHL draft, the last centralized draft that happened at the Las Vegas Sphere. I was there. It was quite the experience, especially considering my New York Islanders got Cole Eiserman. And yeah, some of these guys have now finally played at the NHL level. The last time we did this, I believe it was only Macklin Celebrini that was playing at the NHL level. But now we got a couple guys to talk about, as well as some guys making that jump to the AHL compared to other leagues. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys have progressed this season. And we're starting off with Macklin Celebrini. Needs no introduction, doesn't really need any breakdown. He's already a superstar player that's in like heart consideration right now, dragging the San Jose Sharks. I forget if are they in a playoff spot still? They lost last night to Washington. Well, I'm recording this after they lost to Washington. Probably not coming out for a couple more days after this. I'm on a cruise right now. But yeah, 40 points, 28 games in his freshman season, rookie season. Why did I just say freshman season? He was also amazing. 63 points, 70 games. Probably would have won the Calder Trophy. Maybe would have won the Calder Trophy. I don't want Canadiens fans to come after me if he was able to stay healthy. But yeah, off rip was a legit first line center. Second season. Now a true superstar in that conversation with Connor Bedard. Probably going to be a top 3 player in the NHL in like 4 to 5 years. The two-way game, the compete, the shot, it's all there for him to be a true superstar, future Hall of Fame, all-time great. It's that high of expectations at this point, honestly. Artem Leshinov, yeah, he's been a nice little, not a nice little surprise. He went second overall, but I didn't expect him to be at half a point per game for the Chicago Blackhawks running their top power play. He's been very encouraging. Last year in the AHL, they just had a kind of loaded blue line. I believe Kevin Korchinski was down there in the AHL. That he didn't produce that much, but he was so good in the college level. And yeah, 6'2", 6'3", puck moving right-handed defenseman. That is uber valuable. Would I have gone with him at second overall? No, but he's going to turn into a pretty good NHLer, and he's already is looking like a pretty solid NHLer. Beckett Seneca, another guy that was a little bit of a shocking pick and has aged really well. He had all the physical tools at 6'3", amazing skater, took that step in his draft year +1 with the Oshawa Generals, with Cal Ritchie, and now this year in the NHL with the Anaheim Ducks. Everybody's breaking out on the goddamn Anaheim Ducks. We'll talk about Leo Carlson next video, and then Cutter Gauthier the one after. And yeah, 20 points in 27 games. At 19 years old. Pretty decent. Pretty goddamn decent. Caden Lindstrom, yeah, it's not good. I knew that he only had 2 points in 9 games thus far. He didn't play really at all last year because of that back problem. Like, he was always going to be a little bit of a project. Even if he stayed healthy, I don't think he would have been at the NHL level this season. But this is quite concerning. Like, he got hurt midway through his draft year. We knew that there were serious concerns about his back. And it has just not really progressed. Michigan State's played they played like 16 games at this point. Can someone let me know? Is he dealing with yet another injury? Is it the back? Like, that's not good. They probably should have went with Ivan Demidov, and even the Chicago Blackhawks and Anaheim Ducks probably should have went with Ivan Demidov. He is a special offensive talent, playing only like 14 minutes a night this year and has 20 points in 26 games. The offensive skill and creativity, it's just special. You got to watch him, and he'll immediately pop, considering he's playing with like Oliver Kapanen, and he's leading Oliver Kapanen. What does Oliver Kapanen have this year? Like, that's, and not even his personal stats is the most impressive part of it. It's the fact that Oliver Kapanen has 14 points in 24 games. He is amazing for the Montreal Canadiens right off rip. TJ Ginla dealt with an injury last year, 27 points in 16 games. Good shit with the Kelowna Rockets, and Kelowna doesn't have Andrew Crystal anymore either. So yeah, he had a very good draft year. You thought maybe he'd fall to the Calgary Flames, the Utah Hockey Club. Utah Mammoth now snagged him. And yeah, considering that injury, he's killing it right now and is back on track. Carter Yakimchuk, I think he's been productive in the AHL, 16 points in 22 games. Of course, Ottawa Senators fans were posting like how Zane Parekh has not been productive in the NHL when he did play. I still like Zane Parekh more, but yeah, Yakimchuk, that's encouraging. Offensively, did not take a big step last year for the Calgary Hitmen, but to walk in and be at 0.75 points per game about in the AHL is nothing to sneeze at. Berkeley Cadden, yeah, we talked about him in the Seattle video. He's just in a really tough spot where he's been so fucking good the last 2 years in the WHL that like he has nothing else to prove that's not really going to help his development, but also he can't go to the AHL because the 19-year-old rule is not in place until next year. So he's kind of getting screwed right now, only playing like 12 minutes a night. Insanely good skater. But yeah, at this point, it's I'm not concerned massively, but it just kind of stinks how the development is going this season. Zane Parekh, talk about a rough developmental season right now. He's hurt. He's been in and out of the lineup. They didn't play him opening night because they were afraid of him playing against the Edmonton Oilers and McDavid and Draisaitl. But yeah, I'm still holding my hat on the 107 points that he put up last year in 96 and 66. The offensive talent and skill is there. Hopefully Calgary trades Rasmus Anderson and then he can actually play a sizable role. Anton Solayev, how's he doing? Yeah, the offense is not great. He's definitely more so of a defensive defenseman at 6'7". You would have wanted more offense than 1 point in 33 games. Remember in his draft year, he had like 7 points in his first 7 games. We're like, is this the greatest defenseman prospect of all time? Is he going to put up 30 points, 35 points in the KHL at 6'7"? Like, but it has not really quite progressed. But if you're New Jersey, you have Luke Hughes. Hopefully, he can be your top pair left-handed defenseman. He's been questionable this year, but yeah, you just need Solayev to be a good defensive second pair guy, and their defense score is good right now. Sam Dickinson. Ooh, the offense has not exactly been there. I don't know. I wish that hockey DB had like his time on ice. That'd be good to know. But yeah, he still has similar to Parekh. I'm not reading too much into it. I still think the talent is there for him to be a special talent. He's 19, 20 years old. Zeev Boyum, the offense, he's slowed down a decent amount, and his defensive numbers are like really bad. You didn't expect him to be some kind of defensive defenseman, but still, he's helped fix the power play. He's a very, very good offensive defenseman. He's going to work on his defensive game and hopefully improve. Jet Luchenko, the guy that the Philadelphia Flyers traded back 1 pick. Okay, he has 20 points in 15 OHL games. Maybe he'll continue. He's on Brantford now. It's an absolute wagon. Hopefully he finishes with like 90, 95 points. I didn't like that pick that much, but he's definitely going to be an impact middle sixer. He's too good of a skater not to be. Konsta I was very high on Konsta I had him as like my number 6 or 7 draft prospect, I think, for 2024. He ended up going 14th overall, solid first AHL season, and it looks like he's taken another step. I think he has a very, very high floor. I think he will be a second-line center in the NHL, very cerebral two-way player. And I like to see those AHL numbers. Michael Brandt-Segnigard, he started the year at the NHL level. Yeah, not a ton of production, but 13 points, 14 AHL games. Last year in the SHL, didn't crush it by any means, but has experience playing grown men, and he's doing good in the AHL. Good for him. Adam Juracek, he's dealt with a lot of injuries recently. Yeah, in his draft, he only played 19 games, 27 last year. The offense is there this year on the Brantford Bulldogs, who just got Jet Luchenko, have Jake O'Brien, have Adam Banach. They're loaded, and he is helping drive that offense. Good for him. Tarek Parasak, still in the WHL, still hyper productive. He had that amazing draft year on just like a loaded, like, look at this goddamn WHL team. 123 points, 117. Imagine having 96 points in the WHL in 58 games, and you're your team's 4th leading scorer. But yeah, he's uber skilled offensively. The skating is a little bit of a concern, though. Sasha Boiver, who Chicago, a month out from the draft, traded up with my New York Islanders. Solid first year at the college level. Now he's at Boston University. Playing solid. You definitely want to see somewhat of an improvement in terms of the points per game. But yeah, if he's point per game in his draft year, +2, that's not the end of the world. Trevor Conley, who's in the AHL now. Interesting. Point per game in the AHL. Small sample size. I guess he's dealing with some kind of injury. At the NHL, at the college hockey level last year, just above half a point per game. Very skilled guy. Cole Yzerman. Oh, damn. He got hurt. I think he's come back from injury. 10 points, but I care about the goals. 7 goals in 11 games. Very, very, very special shot last year. 25 goals. Hopefully him, Cal Ritchie, Victor Eklund can all pan out and be good top 6 forwards. Michael Hage, probably the biggest steal right now emerging in the 2024, like late first round, 26 points. We talked about Will Horkoff in the last video. Yeah, Hage is probably the biggest driver of Michigan right now in terms of playmaking, and Horkoff's finishing it off. Yegor Surin, good KHL numbers for Yegor. 25 points, 34 games. After 14 and 41 last year, decent little prospect for the Nashville Predators. Stian Solberg, okay, fine AHL numbers. He was actually decently productive in the SHL for a more so defensive defenseman. That was pretty impressive. Cole Baudouin, 38 points in 22 games for the Barrie Colts. Fuck Barrie. Yeah, that's very encouraging. Yeah, his draft year point per game, draft year +1, again, point per game or just below it. This year, 38 and 22. That's encouraging. 6'2" has the makings of being a good second liner. Dean Latorno might be the guy that has taken the biggest jump. 3 points in 36 games at the college level last year. Like, you knew he was going to be a project, 6'7". But yeah, this year he has taken a sizable leap. He started last year in like the bottom 6. But yeah, he's like the top line guy alongside Mr. James Hagans this year. Good for him. And good for the Boston Bruins, obviously. Liam Greentree, not exactly crushing it like prior years. He's another guy that got fucked by the AHL requirements. Like, he should be playing in the AHL, though he's not dominating the OHL like he did last year. He did last year, and he should be in the AHL, but he can't because that rule is still in place. Matvei Gridin got to start at the NHL level. Let's see how he's doing in the AHL. 21 points in 20 games. Very encouraging. He was very productive. He was like the most, I think he might have been the leader in terms of points per game in the USHL in his draft year. Went to the QMJHL. I think he was academically ineligible to go to college. I think he tried to go to Michigan. But yeah, on ice, very good player. We'll leave it at that. Emil Hemming, 20 points in 13 OHL games. Okay, that's a sizable jump. Unfortunately, he plays for the Barrie Colts, though, so I can't be rooting for him. EJ, unless you're Sean Aitchison. EJ Emery, another guy that last year, not a ton of offense. He is a defenseman, though, so you don't really care as much. But 1 point in 31 games. This year, taking a step. 4 points in 13 games. That's encouraging for the New York Rangers. We knew he was mainly a defenseman, like solely a defensive defenseman. Ben Danforth. Ford. Whoops, not fourth. Okay, 9 points. He's also more so of a defensive defenseman, so that offensive production is pretty solid given the context. Sam O'Reilly, Tampa Bay prospect that was traded for Isaac Howard. Yeah, he's a very high floor, like, he's probably going to be a very good bottom sixer, but doesn't have the offensive potential, at least as Ike Howard. Igor Chernyshov. This guy killed it last year in the OHL alongside Misa, alongside Perek. And in the AHL, also very... I had him, like, not to toot my own horn, like, I missed plenty in the 2024 draft, but I had him, like, 20th, maybe? Like, maybe even, like, 18th, because he was very productive in the MHL in his draft year, and now is killing it. Who else? Alphonse Frey, I was very high on. That's not aging well. I'll humble myself with that. I had him like 21st. Ilya Nabokov for Colorado. Ooh, it's not ideal. Very good KHL season last year in 49 games played. This year, down to 896. Andrew Basha, how's he doing? AHL, ooh, that's less than ideal. Don't like that. Cole Hudson, 18 points, 15 games played, 7 goals. I think he has like 2 or 3 OT goals that I've seen. And yeah, monster World Juniors last year. Impressive. Ryder Ritchie, how's he doing? Okay, 11 points, 15 games at Boston University. That's solid. Max Plant, killing it at University of Minnesota Duluth. Very good first season, 28 and 23. And him and his brother have been like the best duo in all of college hockey this season. Let's pull him. Max and Zom. What a name, Zom. Yegorov. Ooh, also down year. The Russian goalies are struggling. 15 games played on Boston University. 891 save percentage. Nikita Artemanov. He put up monster KHL numbers. Let's see what he's doing this year. Ooh. Wow. That might be the most shocking one. 39 points in 63 games last year. 1 in 16. Well, 3 in 20. He's played in the VHL. Again, for Carolina, like he's 50th overall. You're not losing any sleep. I was very high on Leo Saulin Wallenius. 4 points in 14 games in the SHL. I'll take it for a mid-second round pick. Jesse Polkinen. I'm just going to go through the New York Islander. Whoops. Okay, he's probably not going to turn into anything if we're going to be honest. Teddy Stiga. Gold medal game winner against Finland, if my memory serves me correct. 30 points last year, 10, 13. Okay for a late second round pick. Camille Bednarik. I have to go over my Islanders, sorry. Jacob Battaglia, he dominated the OHL. Ooh, that is, again, this is like past the 20th overall. I've been quite surprised with this. 90 and 68 last year, down to 18 and 26. Good Lord. Carter George, how's he doing? Another down year. A lot of these second-round picks are struggling right now. Anthony Spellacy, AJ Spellacy. This is much like Mason West had D1 football offers. Henry Muse, unfortunately, I forget if he tore his ACL, but he's out for the season for Michigan after being like their top offensive defenseman, power play quarterback. That really sucked. Ilya Protas, we got to talk about. 19 points in 19 games in the AHL. There's probably like another Protas brother that's going to turn into a beast. Like the way that they have snagged both of these brothers. I believe Alexei was also a third-round pick. And then Ilya immediately 124. I guess I didn't have him that high in my draft ranking, but like he had 51 points in 61 games. How did he fall to 75th? That's wild. Brody Zemer, how's he doing? Man, nothing too special. Will Zellers, he dominated the USHL last year, and now 13 points in 14 games at Nodak. Very, very impressive. He was a part of the Casey Middlestat trade at the 2025 deadline? Yeah. No, Casey Middlestat and Charlie Coyle. I hated that deal for the Colorado Avalanche, in part because they gave up Zellers, who's a pretty promising prospect. Who else? Kevin He was really good last year. 26 points in 20 games. Good for a 4th-round pick. Aaron Kiviharju, the guy that was supposed to go first overall back in like 2021, 2022. Okay, he's playing. That's not that impressive, to be honest. Any other names? Owen Allard. That guy's a legend from the Sioux and also World Juniors. Not looking like much. Marcus Gidloff. Oh, he's struggling in Sweden right now. Let's turn off that. Someone again is screaming at me right now for not clicking a guy. Nobody's really catching my eye. Okay, yeah, I think. Oh wait, the Colorado guy that played some NHL games in the 2024-2025 season. But yeah, let me know in the comments. What do you think about the 2024 draft class at this point? Who are some guys that are really surprising you? Who are some guys that are maybe disappointing you a little bit? Yeah, definitely an interesting class with some potential elite stars emerging. I'll be seeing the next one. Peace.